Desire, imagination, and expectation are our tools of creation. If somebody's creating a reality better than you, it's not because it's some special tool you don't know about. It's because they're using these three tools more efficiently. So let's look at how they work. We're all born with imagination. We start having dreams, and out of those dreams and imaginations, we start having desires because there are things that we want. As if things should go well in an ideal world, when we start wanting things we're given them, we build more expectation. We know that our desire can be fulfilled. However, this goes wrong. We imagine, we desire, but when we don't get what we want, our expectation drops. Several things go wrong there. Well, first of all, what happens is when we don't get what we want, it's too painful to desire and not have. Therefore, we'll start lessening our desire. It's something we don't want. So many spiritual teachers say you're not to have desires, but actually it's a tool. It starts with this desire before we create what we want. That's what we're here for. So don't get rid of your desires. We want to back them up by building expectation. A lot of people think they can't imagine. This is because once we actually get conditioned out of their natural childhood state of daydreaming, because you're told at school, stop daydreaming, concentrate on this work, everything becomes hard work. Visualization isn't about concentration, having to focus on exact details. It's about daydreaming. Fantasizing is natural. Everybody can do it really. For instance, if I say to you, visualize an apple, you can imagine that quite easily, can't you? You don't have to look at every single detail, but it comes to mind very easily. It doesn't even have to be something possible. If I say, imagine flying through the air like Superman, you can do that. Because there's no anxiety about having to manifest it at this stage. It's about letting yourself dream again. Get this conditioning that everything has to be hard work, concentration. Relax and dream. Have desires. Now, expectation, we have to learn to build it up because it takes a big battering every time we lose something, every time something fails. So first stage is to dream. Let yourself daydream and have fantasies because these are the building blocks for imagination. Every fantasy isn't necessarily there to manifest, but it's the fuel. It's the kind of exercise that sharpens our imagination because it's such an important tool. We need to sharpen it. So we have dreams again. Remember what you want. Then we start to expect. When things go wrong, obviously there's disappointments we have to release. But we'll deal with those later. First thing is to recognize, learn to use your imagination again. Learn to dream. Then we're going to look at building expectation. So stay tuned.